for a check of the weather, and it's a very good morning to Nate Byrne. Nate's a bit of a mixed bag over the south of the country today. Talk us through it.
Yeah, Joe, we've got a bit of everything. We've got hot, we've got cold, we've got windy. I'll show you the satellite picture because it gives you a bit of an indication of what's going on, particularly in the southwest. We've had this cold front come through. Now, that's cooling things off in Tasmania today, so great news there. Northerlies ahead of it, still bringing some heat into South Australia, and a low pressure system is spinning up now off the southwest of WA. Now, that is causing some very windy conditions and some wet weather, unseasonable cold, believe it or not, for the southwest. But then the northerlies to the east of that are even pushing more heat into South Australia today. So in WA, we've got warnings on this morning for damaging winds gusting to 90 kilometres an hour, as well as heavy rainfall and damaging surf. We've already recorded more than 57 millimetres at Cape Leeuwin since 9 a.m. yesterday, and there have been gusts in excess of 90 kilometres an hour already. We'll see that developing eastwards through the day. But while the southwest is chilly comparatively and wet, just a little further east, it is hot, it is stormy, and we've got extreme fire danger through parts of southern WA and severe fire danger extending into South Australia as well. Total fire bans through that area. Still plenty of heat though in the east, very high fire conditions for parts of Victoria and for Queensland, but luckily in Tasmania things have eased off today. So at least one day of break for the Apple Isle there.
And what's happening with that monsoon trough in the north?
Yeah, we're looking at maybe a cyclone, I reckon. You can see some rain around a developing tropical low, and that's starting to move to the southwest. Now, it looks at this stage like we're going to get a cyclone perhaps on Thursday, likely through the afternoon or into the evening. Now, as it stands at the moment, we've got a cyclone watch. That means gales within 24 to 48 hours. That's current from Curie Bay to Beagle Bay. Now, if the system forms, that's going to be called Tropical Cyclone Riley. It's likely to reach Category 2 strength as quickly as the end of the week. So we'll certainly be keeping an eye on that as it develops down the coast. There's quite a bit of uncertainty about its exact movement at the moment. If it stays just a little bit offshore, then those warnings won't extend too far inland. But the track at the moment means it could sweep right along that northwestern shelf of WA.
And around the states and territories today.
All right, let's get into Queensland, where the monsoon trough is also causing plenty more rain for the north of the state. There's also a low up that way that may become a cyclone, but that won't happen until later on, probably into the weekend. Now, we've got showers as well for the east coast, the majority of that activity around the northeast tropics. And after we saw severe storms in the southern interior yesterday, we're likely to see some more today. Brisbane, it's a mostly sunny day for you. You're getting to 34 degrees. And talking about storms, the east of New South Wales is going to see plenty more of them, maybe severe cells again, particularly around the ranges, and possibly a dry storm for the northwest. Sydney, you've got some showers getting to 29, and it's a wet, potentially stormy day in Canberra, 34 degrees there. Now further south, and apart from a little bit of morning drizzle that's cleared off through southern Victoria, maybe an afternoon storm for the eastern ranges, but a mostly fine day. Melbourne's getting to 25, and things really have cooled down in Tasmania. We have some morning showers around the west and the south. Now they're clearing off. We'll see a few more developing through the north this afternoon. For Hobart, it should only get to 19 degrees, so some good relief there for firefighters. Meanwhile, South Australia, it's a very different story. Hot and dry. Maybe some storms in the north, but no rainfall expected out of them. For Adelaide, it's a top of 40 degrees. And over in Western Australia, in the southwest, cold, wet, well, I say cold, cool and wet, certainly windy. Further east, there's that hot and potentially stormy weather. Perth, you've got showers at a windy 22. Meanwhile, further north, that low developing off WA is dragging down the monsoon trough. So the rain is extending across the north of WA, particularly around the Kimberley, and certainly through the territory. We'll see most of the activity around the top end of the Tiwis. Only the southeast of the territory is staying clear. Darwin, you've got some rain and probably a storm today, 31 degrees. Now tomorrow, Joe, we are still going to be talking about that heat. It is really moving into South Australia. We're probably going to be talking about the cyclone off the northwest as well. Adelaide, 45 degrees, some gusty northerlies, really ramping up the temperatures there. It's going to get even hotter in the southeast at the end of the week.
Thanks, Nate.